Thank you for the invitation. Good afternoon. It's an honor for me to participate in this workshop. I am a food engineer, so I work at Camden BRI as a development engineer now, and my field of research is the application the potential in the agri-food industry. Yes, this yearly approximately 40 papers have been published with the keyword hyperspectral imaging according to Science Direct. But this number, technology, image acquisition, more importantly, the compilation 149 2003 sensors having more than 20 discrete spectral bands are referred to as hyperspectral imaging sensors. But what is this technology? So this technique is an integration of imaging technique and spectroscopy, attaining both spatial and spectral data cube 3D high mosaic. Here you can see that supervised classification was used to identify ragweed infected areas in Békéscsaba region of Hungary. And the method proved to be a powerful tool to map the ragweed infection of this area. This is what you can see here, the validation step where they could find these infected areas. In this next experiment, a snapshot video spectrometer has been used to visualize floating dust known as particulate matter. The European Union introduced limits for particulate matter in 2010. PM10 is particulate matter with 10 micrometers or less in diameter, inhalable into the lungs, and thus relevant as risk for human health. Agricultural tilling operations are important PM10 sources, affecting air quality and soil fertility. 3 different agriculture activities has been measured in this experiment using a standard micrometeorological dust measuring station. Results have been compared to real-time spectral videos to describe rapid dust concentration changes in space and time behind the tractor. This is what you can see here. According to the results, the effect of agricultural activities could be monitored with hyperspectral imaging by measuring deviation of radiance. This way, the dust distribution could be examined and visualized. And the raspberry experiment. One of the biggest challenges of raspberry production in Hungary nowadays is the climate change. Periods of extremely high temperature and atmospheric growth can detain fruit growth and reduce quality. Different physical protection can mitigate several related stress factors. One of the most decisive limiting factor is probably the excessive solar radiation. Besides the monitoring of elementary biological indicators, a wide range of environmental sensors like temperature, humidity, and solar irradiation, and proximal sensing equipment has been used to identify differences generated by the applied production technologies. Contact spectral measurements and snapshot hyperspectral imaging can provide, these are the two different measurement devices. So they can provide with detailed and valuable information about the light distribution between the plantation and spectral response of the plants. And different vegetation indices can serve as indicators of water and nutrient supply and vegetation stress. And here's some food-related examples of application. Toxins are dangerous secondary metabolites of fungi. A well-known group of toxins are produced by Fusarium, and mycotoxins are common ubiquitous contaminants of crops and corn. This is an unavoidable contamination. In a former experiment, artificially infected and not infected cornmeal samples has been studied. So I used these three different Fusarium species for the manual infection, and these were measured using a Pashbroom instrument between 900 and 1700 nanometers. Fumonisin and deoxynivalenol content has been also measured using HPLC, and these data were used as reference. On the spectra, Savitsky-Golay smoothing and standard normal variate method were carried out, and the classification according mycotoxin levels using partial least squares discriminant analysis showed promising results, and also the estimation of deoxynivalenol and cumulated toxin content using partial least squares regression. In this second example, it was about the detection of cobweb disease. Cobweb disease is a common fungal infection of mushrooms. It can spread after harvest as well, causing significant economic loss in the mushroom sector. These white button mushrooms were measured. They were also infected with cobweb disease and treated with different chemicals against this infection. White button mushroom caps has been measured also in the range of 900 and 1700 nanometers. On the spectra, Savitsky-Golay smoothing and normalization were carried out as pre-processing, and the groups were classified using support vector machine method. This classification was successful using SVM method, and according to our results, the infection could be detected using hyperspectral imaging before it could be observed visually. Thank you for your kind attention.